Weren't you shocked how Chris's stand-up got even more intense after Saturday Night Live?
Yes.
Like all of a sudden it went to another level.
You got to remember, I was like in 95 or whatever. I'm off SNL. I had no career.
Nothing.
Dude. I had nothing. 94, 95, 93. I'm off SNL.
Were you at the point where you thought you were out of the business?
I was out. It wasn't like I thought I was out of the business. I was out of the business. I remember I used to do Politically Incorrect when it was on Comedy Central with Pat Boone. So when you're doing shows with Pat Boone,
it's hard to shine.
And
were people calling you in? I mean, like Spade you were off his list. I mean, everybody.
No, you know what? These guys, the SNL guys, were always cool.
That's good. That's good.
That
they were
was
loyal.
Spade.
Well, because we all go through the same stuff. It's hard to.
Isn't it a shitty career in a sense that you did great and you ended up being a big success, but those are just such harrowing years and scary years. Don't you sit there in your house and go, "What the fuck am I going to do? I'm a failure."
I know, because I'm from Bed-Stuy, man. So I was like, even washed up in show business was still better than what I was going to be anyway.
So did you sit at home and go, okay, Saturday Night Live was okay, all of a sudden I'm washed up, and then that motivated you to get out on the road and really just amp up the stand-up?
I had no one was going to put me in a movie.
Right.
Everyone had seen me on television, so no, I wasn't going to get any jobs.
You
and
weren't
I
going to be in
knew
a sitcom.
that was not going to happen.
Right.
But I had a credit. I had an SNL credit, and I was in New Jack City and whatever. So I had enough to get some stand-up. My goal at that point was to become Rich Jenny or George Wallace or just a Don Maera, just a guy that's a real solid stand-up.
Yeah, Don Maera is a great stand-up.
Of course, I did get
Bobby Slayton, like one of these guys that
they
Bobby
can do it.
Bobby Slayton probably
road
makes
act,
$800,000 a year.
Yeah, right. And you said, hey,
that's not a bad living.
And you were married at that point, right?
I wasn't even married.
You weren't even married.
I was like, you know what? If I can live like Wallace.
Right.
Wallace
lives good.
Wallace ain't in no movies. Wallace don't have no TV show.
But he gets to play Vegas. And
Wallace plays Vegas, and he does his gigs, and he has a new car, and
he's brilliant.
He's brilliant, and he flies all over the world.
That's right. Did you go to guys like Seinfeld and say, hey, what the fuck am I going to do?
Nobody would talk to me, Howard. Only my SNL guys would talk to me.
Right.
I was so out of show business.
And so when you created what I call a masterpiece, the Sgt. Pepper's of comedy. Well, hey,
is that black and white? What is it?
Bring the Pain is the special.
You and your names on your spec, Lock and Load or
Take the Hit.
Take the Hit.
I'm not making fun of your name. I think that was a
badass name.
Is it hard to name a comedy special?
It's so stupid, yeah.
When you guys are up there doing stand-up comedy, do you ever say to yourself, this is absurd? Do you ever sit and go, oh, my God, this is the stupidest fucking thing. I have to stand on a stage and make people laugh for a living. Does it ever hit you like that, or do you just love it?
I love it.
You love it.
He's better at it.
I love
He's
it.
better at it, and he's better at doing it.
But I heard you're great at it.
I'm not at the Chris Rock, but
do you agonize? Do you hate going out there?
I know I do like it, but the only thing I don't do that Chris does is put in like a year straight. I can't do even I can't do 2 shows in one night. I can't do 5 shows in a week. It just starts getting like Groundhog's Day. I start to freak out, and I forget and I go, is this even good anymore? I start to get weird.
So you have a weird thing with it.
It's harder.
I was talking to Don Rickles on the show the other day, and he said to me that he doesn't have a set act. He gets up there and just wings it.
That cannot be true.
That cannot be true.
Oh, he's got a set act.
I know. Come on. You know what he said? Farley went to see him once with his mom, and he goes, Don Rickles walks up and goes, what's your name, Tiny? And he goes, I'm Chris. And he goes, this thing came out of you, lady? And he goes, how much you weigh, Chris? He goes, about 220. He goes, the left side of your ass, maybe.
He's a genius, right?
That's hysterical.
But
Have you seen him live?
Yes, but it's got to be prepared, right? It's got to be.
He prepares a lot of that stuff.
Maybe he does. Maybe he's saying he doesn't do the same order every night, but it's the black guys up in your room stealing your stuff. I mean, it's going to be mixed around.
All right.